Coming at you today with a different one. I am talking about one of the most unique RPGs I've ever played, but it's not just an RPG. It's also a platformer. It's also a Metroidvania style type game. I'm sure there's other game styles that are also embedded in this game, but I am talking about Tomba, and in particular, we're going to be talking about Tomba Special Edition in today's video. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. As always, got you covered with timestamps down below, so if there's a certain section you want to skip to, feel free to do so. All I ask is you to support the channel and hit that like button, and if you like the content that you see right now, then please consider hitting that subscribe button. So let's dive in to Tomba. Though where I'm from it was called Tombi or Tombi, but this version is like confused on my PlayStation 5. It says it's Tomba Special Edition, but then in the little title it says Tombi. It doesn't know what it's doing, but I obviously played the EU version growing up, but I will just refer to it as Tomba because I'm sure that's what a lot of you will refer it to as well. So let's dive into my history with this one, because it's quite a unique little history with this, because I have played this before back in the day on the PlayStation. One of my friends owned this game and I looked at it and I was like, this looks really cool. And this was the stage before I entered the realm of RPGs. I was a platformer kid. I'd come from Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive / Genesis. I went over to Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, a bit of Klonoa, and all of the other platformers that was available on the PlayStation, even Bubsy 3D, but that's just something for another day, right? But Tomba looked like a game that I wanted to play, and I remember saying, can I have a go? And I played it, and I just did not understand what was happening and why I was dying so much, and why if I kept going right, I could not keep going right. I didn't get it. I was too young. I was naive. But many years have passed since then, and I've given it another go with Tomba Special Edition, and to be fair, there is quite a unique game here, and it is pretty damn fun, and I'm hoping we can dive in a little bit further with that. First, we're going to talk about the story, and I'll just give you a brief synopsis off the back of the box art, because that always sells you on a game, right? Help Tomba through a magical world of mystery and magic as he tries to solve puzzles and help save the world from evil Kumabuta pigs. And that is from the European box art, so I don't know if some of the names are mixed up there, but we will just roll with it. But essentially, we do need to save the land from the evil pigs, and diving into this one with a fresh set of eyes, a lot more of a mature mind, and just ready for a good time, really. I dove into this and just played it as it presented to me, and I just really like the loop that this presents. So essentially, it does start off as a platformer. You go on top of enemies, you grab them, you spin them, throw them away. I think you bite their heads or something like that, crazy, and that's how you defeat the enemies. But not only that, as you're doing this, you have an EXP bar in the bottom corner, you have a life bar in the corner, as well as your life points, I guess you could say. So there's already all these elements that I'm quite familiar with now, so I kind of get it. I go into the menu and I can see that there's an event menu, there's an item menu, obviously some options which we'll talk about a little bit later, but I'm all ready to kind of dive in. So let's dive in deeper to that gameplay. What we have to do here is we're kind of going through the game like a platformer, but throughout the game there are certain NPCs and certain events that will trigger this text to come across the screen, which is essentially a quest, a side quest, as you will, which is the RPG element that I was referring to at the beginning of the video. It doesn't give you much on what you need to do this quest, but you talk to the NPC, you can go into the menu and you get a brief description of what this quest requires. And you don't have to do them all. Obviously you have your main quest that you'll go through quite naturally as you go through all of the areas that Tomba has to offer, but there are all these little nuts and crannies and secrets to find, which is really kind of gives that open world feel almost in a 2D or a 2.5D side scroller, which is pretty crazy to think. But as you kind of progress, you complete quests, you get more experience points, you level up, you can get more health bars, you get more upgrades along the way, like I traded in my green pants for some pink pants, which allowed me to jump further. I then got an ability which allowed me to traverse faster, which was pretty handy as I was climbing up the Phoenix Mountain with the wind, but that was just a lot of deaths in itself. So I was seeing that try again screen way too many times, but it didn't stop me from playing. Not only that, when we enter villages, it kind of takes form of an RPG of years past, where you kind of go around. It's not 2D no more. We can go to the top of town and go into a house and talk to an NPC, or we could start a quest somewhere else, and we can kind of go backtracking. And I guess that's where the Metroidvania element comes from, because as we get more upgrades, we can go back and unlock more chests or make a jump that we couldn't quite make. And it's just really well done how they kind of craft all these gameplay elements together. It is a hard game. I have witnessed many deaths when it comes to my platforming elements. Obviously I need to sharpen up in that department, but when it comes to just the core of the game, I think it's a good time, and I think it's definitely worth some time to look into, and I'm very interested to see if anyone's played Tomba in the past. Now I want to dive in specifically to the special edition versions here, because there's a few quality of lives that can make things a lot easier from when we played it back in the day on the PlayStation 1. We can save anywhere, which is always nice to do. We can also change the aspect ratio if we want to have it stretched out as a widescreen or keep it pixel perfect, and we have some nice borders as well, but I just went for the natural black borders because I find sometimes when games present you with backgrounds to your 4:3 ratio games, it's quite distracting sometimes. That's just me though, it might not be for everyone. So I had that black borders. Also, we have a remastered soundtrack which we can switch between if we want to. There's also so many extras here with concept art, box art, you name it, it's all here, and even some new developer interviews to give you a bit more of a sight into the game if that's what you're into. I think this is a really nice package, and it was nice revisiting it and actually understanding and getting the game this time around. I know that I've bounced around a lot of elements very quickly with this, but I think that sums up what this kind of game is. It's just a bit of everything. You kind of discover it for yourself. There's probably many features that I've missed out here, but I'm really excited to see what you guys have to say about it in the comments section below. So there we have it. Just a brief kind of review maybe, or thoughts of Tomba, tombi, whatever it's called, and I'm again interested to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. If you liked this content, please consider hitting that like button. If you want to see more of this kind of content, consider hitting that subscribe button also. Thank you for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.